Okay, I promised everybody in the chat during a live stream the other night that I would release this video of an RV full of high-profile auditors driving down the road in said RV. And the reason I was hesitant about uploading it is because somehow the file got corrupted, so there's no audio. And who wants to watch a video with no audio? Nobody. So somebody in the chat suggested that I do a voiceover, and here we go. Let's just take a look around and familiarize ourselves with who's in here, and I'll backfill this story for you. At the helm, steering this monster auditing vessel is none other than pigs under pressure. Riding shotgun, we have Reluctant Prophet. And I'm not sure who these two ladies are. I think one of them is Tucson Lori Copwatch. If you guys know, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Behind them is Tucson Police Suck, who's sitting next to AZ Audits or AZ Accountability. I'm not sure exactly who. If you guys know, again, leave a comment. Across from them, sitting at the table with the signature hoodie, is Direct D. Behind Direct D is Tempe Against Police Violence, and sitting in the stairwell is Corners News. I'm behind him holding the camera, and across from me is McKinley Accountability. His interaction with the McKinley County Sheriff's Department, highlighted on Lackluster's channel, is why we're all down there in the first place. More on that later. And last but certainly not least, sitting at the back of this Freedom Mobile is James Freeman, sitting on a bed and waiting for some action. Right, James? Now, here's the backstory as to why I'm in this RV and why I'm recording here in the first place. It all started on October 17th, 2022, when Deputy Terrence Willey from the McKinley County Sheriff's Office pulled a vehicle over for speeding. After the deputy returned to his vehicle to write a warning, a car drove by while he was on his traffic stop, and somebody appears to have yelled something out the window. Well, that didn't sit quite right with Deputy Willey, who rushes back to the driver that he had detained, returns his license, and rushes back to his cruiser to chase down the man who did nothing but exercise his First Amendment right of freedom of speech and redressed his grievances openly with his government. Now, Deputy Willey broke his own speed limit, weaving in and out of traffic, putting people in danger without emergency lights and sirens, to pursue the man who passed by exercising his First Amendment rights. Eventually, he catches up with the driver to execute a traffic stop for no traffic reason. So the fact is, Deputy Willey pulled this guy over to figure out why he's pulling him over. And the traffic stop went something like this.
Hello. My name is Terrence Will, McKinley County Sheriff's Office. There was a vehicle, there's another vehicle possibly, but someone yelled at the vehicle. I was making sure everything was okay here. Was it this vehicle or the other vehicle? Did you? Yeah. That was you. You got your license on you? Registration?
For what?
Because you're yelling at me for no reason?
Okay, it's not a crime.
It's not a crime, but you yelling out like that, I want to make sure you're okay. Have you consumed the alcohol already?
Have you?
No, I haven't. Come on, step on the vehicle real quick. Okay, let's come back here.
Yep.
Right over here. Right over here.
I want to be in front of the camera.
You're on camera too, right here.
Oh,
that's fine. Okay, my name's Terrence Will, McKinley County Sheriff's Office. Reason for traffic stop, okay?
What is it?
Okay, so you're yelling out the window, okay?
Okay.
Let me talk to you.
No,
I just want to...
This is not an articulable, reasonable suspicion of a crime that I've committed, am about to commit, or have committed.
Okay, sir.
Talking, flipping you off like this, calling you a motherfucker is not a crime.
Okay.
So you cannot
illegally
detain me. That is an obstruction.
Okay,
that is a violation of my fourth constitutional right.
Sir. Okay.
All right. Well, how about you get in your car and drive the fuck off?
Okay, sir. I'm gonna go. The reason why
drive the fuck off.
No, let me call my supervisor real quick.
Go ahead. Please.
I'll call him.
Thank you. Yes, let's get some lawsuits going. Yeah, you just smile, huh?
Yeah, I'm smiling.
This man getting harassed by a road pirate is this man right here standing next to me in the RV, McKinley Accountability. He's why a bunch of auditors decided to rent and pile into an RV and drive hundreds of miles to Gallup, New Mexico, so they can confront the tyrants responsible not only for tripping on their own egos, getting their feelings hurt, and conducting a fishing expedition on McKinley Accountability, but for the many atrocities coming out of the badge tyrants of New Mexico. So the deputy has no legitimate reason to pull McKinley accountability over. As many courts have ruled, yelling in a car does not justify a community caretaker or emergency stop. Furthermore, the officer claims that it was to conduct a welfare check, but then later admits that he had heard the exact phrase that was yelled. McKinley didn't scream incoherently or ask for help. He simply said, "Pussy cop." Any reasonable man would understand that the phrase was used while exercising his First Amendment right to freedom of speech and redress, and it just so happens that hurt feelings are not reasonable suspicion. The stop and seizure of McKinley accountability was made in retaliation for speech the officer didn't like, which is the exact speech the First Amendment is supposed to protect. And now, only after the unlawful stop and the detention of his person, papers, and effects, the officer runs McKinley's information and reveals that the vehicle's registration is expired.
So I can write a citation for your speed, okay? I mean your registration because it's suspended, okay? My welfare check on you to make sure you're not impaired. That's my suspicion right now is because you're not impaired, okay? And that's why I'm checking on you because you're possibly impaired.
Fourth Amendment violation.
Okay.
Even though Deputy Wiley expressed concern that McKinley might be impaired, there is no attempt to take a field sobriety test or any test to relieve that concern. So the dopey deputy calls a supervisor and writes a citation for the expired registration, while McKinley accountability waves to passersby and exercises his First Amendment right to display the one-finger salute to the deputy and his police dash cam. And because Deputy Wiley Coyote has his feelings proudly displayed on his sleeves, he tells McKinley that he's going to write him a citation for obstruction.
Okay, so I'm waiting for my supervisor, okay? I wrote your citation, so I'll wait for him to come over, okay? And also, when he gets here, I'm going to charge you for obstruction. Yes, sir. Because of what you're doing.
Sorry?
Because of what you're doing.
You know it's sexual physical act, right?
Because I'm talking to you, okay?
You know it's sexual physical act.
No, you could be verbally telling me something, you're not complying with it? Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Oh my God, you need to go back to the academy.
Okay, that's fine.
Or go to academy.
Where are you coming from?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, then.
Now Deputy Wiley gets on the horn with his supervisor.
So I was doing a traffic stop, and then the 26 on 118, and then I heard this person yell at his window, like driving by, and he's like very just 204 now, and I just checked on him now. And just to make sure he wasn't intoxicated, he got all mad and he's cussing me out now. All right, he wanted to talk to you, and he was like, he wouldn't let me talk, so I said, okay, then if you want to talk to him, I'll call my supervisor for you. Yeah, so he was yelling at me when I was driving by. He's all, "Pussy cop." And I was like, what the hell? And so I went back and I looked and I went to go check on him, and then that's what he said to me. But now he's saying like, I'm gonna sue you and all this stuff, saying I know my rights and all this. And well, I wrote my citation for suspended insurance, but he's not giving me his driver's license either. So that, I mean, just with that being disorderly and me checking on him and for his yelling out the window and being disorderly, right now he's flipping me off and he's like waving at people in the middle of the road. So he's yelling.
My name, McKinley Accountability. Illegal detainment.
Okay, cool.
Unlawful search.
Okay, all right, cool. So he's right here. He's coming, not too far.
A couple minutes later, Deputy Wiley's supervisor, Sergeant Lee, arrives to assess the situation.
So I won't be out with them, but I'll be in the area of 30.
So this man here, I was doing a traffic stop, minding my own business. He drove by, yelled "pussy cop," and with that being said, I checked on him because he was possibly impaired, and that's why I stopped him. And his registration was suspended. He came out, asked me to step out because it was being disorderly. He said, "pussy cop," and flipped me off this whole time, violated his rights, and what else did you say? Okay.
You know his name?
No.
Plate come back to him?
Someone else in the 201.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, my welfare check was just to be on him to see if he was intoxicated or not, but said I violated his rights and all that. Now he was talking before. He was talking all his stuff to me before, but now he's quiet. So. But he said if you want to make that complaint, he's supervisor.
Okay. How you doing? Hey. I'll talk to you over here if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
In front of the
Sure, I got one right here too. I got one right here. I'm just telling you. Okay. So what's the problem? Okay. So what's the problem? Why are you out here causing a scene?
Because he pulled me over for nothing.
For nothing.
What's the crime that you pulled me over for? I just told you. For what? If you were paying attention earlier, that I told you I stopped you for yelling. And that's what I'm doing a welfare check on you. Okay.
Okay. So to make a traffic stop, you don't need probable cause. You need reasonable suspicion. Okay.
Which is like probable cause of me committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime.
Okay, but you're yelling. Listen to me.
Not just
listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Okay, you're screaming out the window. Okay, that could be a number of things. It could be a domestic. It could be a. It could be. It is. But would a reasonable person believe that there's something going on in there in the car passing by? Is that a normal thing to do? Driving by in traffic. Okay, that's not normal to me.
Is that a normal thing? That's not normal to me. Well, here's the thing. They're not normalcy enforcers. They're law enforcers. More specifically, they're supposed to be rights protectors, not rights violators. They are now conducting a roadside justification course with this man trying to cop-splain on why they think it's right to trample on rights.
Okay, that's not normal to me. Okay, and he's saying that your registration's expired. Okay, where's your driver's license? Okay, you're making it more difficult than it has to. Yes, please.
I'm not making it difficult.
Wiley contended that the obstruction was because McKinley didn't provide his ID at the beginning of the stop when he was told that he was pulled over because of freedom of speech. When it was discovered that the registration was expired, McKinley gladly provided his ID. McKinley was issued 2 citations, one for insurance and one for registration. McKinley provided both to the court and has pled not guilty, and he plans to take civil action against the deputy and the department for violating his rights. And that brings us back to the RV. Minutes prior to the piling in of the RV at this point, all the auditors converged at the Gallup Sheriff's Department in front of the Law Enforcement Center. If you want to see that interaction, I'll leave the link to the video where you can take a 360-degree interactive look at exactly what went on. And I'm talking about all the action, from all the angles. You can even look at the clouds if you want to. During that confrontation, one of the cops said that they're going to tow the vehicle sitting in their parking lot. One of those vehicles was the RV, and the other was a vehicle my girlfriend was sitting in. Pigs Under Pressure moved the RV across the street, and Trish pulled out of the parking lot and took a right away from the law enforcement center. Immediately after she pulled out of the parking lot, 2 cruisers began to follow her. So we all piled into the RV to follow the cops who were following Trish, determined that if they pulled her over, there'd be about a dozen cameras covering the stop from all angles. And that's why we're all in the RV at this point. They never pulled Trish over, and we all stopped. I met up with Trish, and we all lived happily ever after. At least until the next roadside piracy interaction. I'll leave the links to all the auditors who are involved in this video in the description and in the pinned comment. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com, and I will see you in the next video.